welcome to the Just Zander Podcast. I am your host, Zander Great, and this is episode 45. It's been a while. So before I start, I'm doing this a day before, obviously, before I post. And this is officially today that I'm posting this. It's officially my 1 year anniversary of, man, I forgot to do this. Hold on. Okay, real quick, before I continue what I just said, last podcast, I had like an anime playing in the background, and it got flagged. And they took my whole shit down. It got flagged, took my whole shit down, and I had to re-upload it and then Zoom. That's why the video was a little weird to begin with. Anyway, so I decided to put myself on. Hopefully I don't get flagged, and hopefully I don't get distracted by this handsome mug over here. Okay. To come back to what I was saying, today is my anniversary of my breakup with my ex-wife, divorce, whatever. And it's gonna be 1 year. That's crazy. I mean, that's the same podcast I talked to it about. And how do I feel? I feel good. I feel good in a good way. I feel like you know what? I'm proud of myself. How about that? I'm genuinely proud of myself because that was by far the hardest thing I had to go through. And it still is, it's only been a year. I mean, the divorce wasn't official till I think February or March or something like that. But the breakup technically was in January. So, happy anniversary. Yeah, it's crazy. And to kind of look back on that whole year, it was crazy. It was cruel. It was real. And it was amazing in the best way possible. Because for once in my whole life, I really got to know myself as much as I could do, as much as I could. It was tough. It was really tough to really check yourself with a lot of things, for me at least. It's tough. I had definitely a lot of vulnerable, weak moments. However, I am very thankful and grateful of the people I have around me that helped. I have recently rekindled my relationship with my mom, my mother, and it's been good. I mean, I still have boundaries with her. I have to, just because that's just our relationship, but I love her dearly, and I want the best for her, always. And I have friends that are family now that have really, really helped me get through it. But a lot of it, I have to give myself credit because I did it myself, a lot of it. I had to, because I can't always count on the people I have in my life, because they're not going to be there all the time, especially they have their own lives. They have their own problems. They have their own issues and insecurities and the stuff that they go through. And who am I to always do that. And I know that every single time I do this goddamn podcast, I burp, I'm gassy. I just ate. I mean, everybody has their own thing, everybody has their own issues that they're going through. So who am I? Even though they tell me I'm not a burden, I feel like it though, because I at the time constantly like go up to them or call them like, help, and I'm doing better now for sure. Better not as in like everything's fucking great. It is for the most part. It is. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do. It is, but it takes work. It takes real work. And then I know I talk about it all the time. The reason being that I haven't been here because I was busy trying to live my life. Last time I talked about it, I think I was talking about I was seeing somebody, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that didn't work out. I broke up with her. I broke up with her just because I can. No, obviously not. I broke up with her because we were two different people and we want two different things. So it wasn't going to work, unfortunately. But I did enjoy her. I enjoyed her time. That was tough, but it wasn't as tough as going through a divorce, right? But it was tough. It still sucks, but I had to do it. It was mutual, apparently. So anyway, moving on. I had to do it because in the beginning, I had to see if it were me that I had the issues with, right? That if I wasn't happy about something, tried to communicate, whatever, I thought that maybe it was me most of the time, like I was a certain way, I wasn't happy about something, and I think it was just mutual, I learned a lot about myself in that relationship too. I've been learning a lot about myself this whole like year, really, like in 2022. It's crazy, man. Like to think about it, really, to look back on how I was before, thinking that it wasn't going to get any better, thinking that that I wasn't going to live through it. But I did. And I'm doing good. I have goals, I have dreams, I have ambitions that I want to fulfill now that I'm working towards. And for once, I kind of have an idea of what I want, but the main thing really is to chase curiosity, and that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that a lot. So, but today, really, to segue on talking about how everybody has their own problems, really, I wanted to talk about this documentary that I watched. It's called Stutz. It's on Netflix. It is Jonah Hill, the actor. He decided to make a documentary about his therapist. I was like, that's interesting. Like, for somebody of his caliber of an actor, writer, director, or whatever, he decided to do a documentary on his therapist. Interesting. I do believe in therapy and whatnot, so I decided to watch it, and it was an eye-opener, for sure. I saw it the first time, I was emotional, and I saw it the second time, and I wrote down all the tools that was given on the show, on the documentary. So I wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit, and I wrote it down because I am, as much as I think that I'm very good at remembering stuff and being spontaneous, cool guy, I don't remember stuff as often. So the very beginning, and he has Parkinson's, the therapist, and he likes to draw the stuff that he's talking about. He'll draw and kind of have visuals, So the first thing he said was that if you don't know what to do, or if you feel lost, which I feel like I am sometimes, that he said that you can work on your life. Fuck that up. You can work on your life force, and it's basically like a triangle and your life force is you're working on your physical body at the very bottom, people, and yourself. So your physical body is just moving around, just being active, training, working out. Because that's why I work out so much, is because it's genuinely for my mental health. It's whenever I feel doubt or anxious or sadness, I train, I work out. I work out with everything that I possess. I always say train because train just has a better ring to it, So I do that. And it's been helping a lot. Also, you feel good, you feel good about yourself, you look good, whatever. And people, the relationship you have with people. And this is which I was bad at in the beginning. I thought that if I knew what I need to do for myself, if I knew that if I had stuff to work on, projects to work on, then I'm okay with doing it alone. I'm okay with doing it by myself. And that is not true. He was talking about that have a relationship with people. Even when you don't want to, just being around people and talking to people, and obviously with family or friends that you are very close to you. And you don't always have to wait for them to reach out. You can reach out. You can say, hey, do you want to have coffee? Or, hey, do you want to have dinner? Or hey, I want to go bowling. You want to go bowling with me? And I thought that was so refreshing. And I know it's odd to say that out loud, but it is, for me at least. I was so used to not doing any of that stuff. I'm okay with whenever I'm hanging out with friends. This is years ago. Whenever I hang out with friends, I was never present. I was always like, fuck, I have to do my podcast. I have to do my important podcast and music and all this shit. And just stay present, Stay present in the moment with your friends and with the people that you enjoy being with, the people you love. This guy talking. And I wonder if you can hear that. Anyway. Yeah, it's doing that. And that has helped a lot. I did that a lot last year. The whole of last year was just spending time with people that I care about. And that really, really helped. And the top one is the relationship, is yourself, the relationship you have with yourself. Is to be kind to yourself and to forgive yourself for not to forgive yourself for a lot of things that you thought that you did and you didn't do, and for failing, for being unhappy, being uncomfortable. It's, be kind to yourself, but also push yourself because you want to achieve. You need to have goals. You need to have wants. And I tend to people please, so I try to. This is why I learn. Whenever I feel off, whenever I feel doubt, sadness, I call on to the friends and call on to people that I can talk to, of course. tell me how I feel. But a lot of it, if you feel a certain type of way, loneliness especially, if you feel alone, which I often do feel sometimes, just do things that you can be proud of yourself. Like if you have a friend and he's working, or he or she or they're working on something they love and something like they can't not do, and they are successful, and then you're fucking proud of them. You're proud of them for doing something uncomfortable. You're proud of them for failing and picking themselves back up. Restructure that and do it for yourself. Seriously, I've been doing my absolute hardest to do that for myself. To do things that I would be proud of. To give my best each and every day as best that I can. You know, and before I go to bed, I just kind of like, okay, how was today? Was I kind to people today? Was I kind to myself today? Did I do my best today? If I didn't, why? And then if I didn't, that's okay too, you know? Did I do everything that I'm supposed to, for one, because I'm an adult, because for two, I have to have that push, you know? Did I do what I'm supposed to do today? And did I get to achieve what I wanted to? You know, I'm going on a tangent here, but also another thing he was talking about was writing. Writing is one of the best relationship you can have with yourself. I thought that was fascinating because I write a lot. I write my journal. I like to call it journal. I don't like saying diary because it's not diary, it's a journal, because I put dates in it. Writing is great. And I'm not saying like, and this is what it was hard for me, right? I wrote a lot. I mean, I write music. I'm a musician, so I also write music. But writing, journaling is, you have to be honest with yourself, like truly honest with yourself. Like I'm having a bad day. I hate it, blah, blah, blah. I hate this about like you have to write it all down. Or like, I love this about myself. I'm really proud of myself for doing this. Or I gave myself a chance today. Like, write everything. Because every once in a while you have a thought in there that you're like, interesting, right? And then you just write. And that's how you really get to know yourself. And I implore you to do that too. If you want, these are all free, you know, and it takes work. But again, I've been pretty grateful and lucky to be able to do that for myself, to be able to want to do that for myself, because I know that I'm not speaking for anybody here. I'm speaking for myself mostly, that I know that sometimes it's hard for people to take initiative for themselves and to take their life. Jesus Christ, terrible phrase. to take their life in their own hands. Okay. I don't know why that was funny. He talked about part X, and part X is, I have to write this, it's the resistance. It does everything to stop you from growing and evolving, but you need it to elevate. And I'll try my best to explain. I'm not a therapist. I was watching it. I watched it a lot. It's like one of my favorite documentaries. Anyway, part X is when you're supposed to, let's say you have a project to do, and you're supposed to do that project. It's a passion project maybe, right? That you want to learn how to knit. I don't know why I picked knitting. Just came to my head. You want to knit, and then you love knitting. I think you love everything about it. But for some reason, your mind is stopping you from doing that thing. Stopping you from learning about it, from doing it, from getting your hands dirty with it, spending time with it. For some reason, part X is stopping you from doing that. And you have to battle it every day. It's the resistance. There's a book called Stephen Pressfield called The War on Art, and he talked about the same fucking thing, but he calls it the resistance. So, which makes sense. Hold on. Jeez. I had a salad. It was delicious. A chicken. Anyway. And so happiness is loving the process and loving with moving on with the three aspects of reality. The bigger the X, the bigger the opportunity, right? So if it's even harder to do a certain thing, if you're scared of it, Mr. Sir, Mrs. Miss, you have to do it. They, them, you have to do it. So if it's really hard to do something, you have to do it. Bro, sometimes it's hard for me to get out of bed, okay? That's my part X sometimes. I just want to lay there forever. But I'm a grown-ass adult. I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. I get the fuck up. I get the fuck up and get to work. And by work, I mean not just work, but like work. You get to work. You get up. You brush your teeth. You wash your face. You poop if you have to. You pee if you have to. You poop and pee at the same time if you have to. And you shower if you do. I showered the night before. I don't like showering in the morning. Anyway, you're supposed to get up, start doing stuff, pack your lunch, pack whatever, go to work, do what you need to do. When you get off of work, then you work on things that you want to work on. Instead of laying down watching TV, that's okay too. But I've been doing that a lot. So I try to kind of stay productive because I have a lot of things I need to do. And that's my part X. So, but this is the biggest thing. This right here, what I'm going to say, there's three aspects of reality. And this is, again, I'm only reiterating what he's saying. Obviously, he's a therapist. He does a better job than me. I just figured that I just wanted to talk about it. You know, it helped me a lot. So the three aspects of reality is pain, uncertainty, and the need for constant work. When he said that, dude, my mind was blown because I thought that, and whenever you're in your own world, you think that you're the only one that's going through certain thing, that everybody is happy, everybody is not having any problems in their lives, everybody is just perfect, and you're the one that sucks. That's not true. It's not true at all. The three aspects of reality is for everybody. Everybody goes through pain, uncertainty, and the need for constant work. That last year, the whole year, was full of pain, uncertainties, plural, and the need for constant work. I used to complain about it. I used to complain about being exhausted from doing the work because, like, I was having such a hard time getting to baseline. I had to like do the work to get up to baseline, to get up to being normal. And it was tough, and I was exhausted because whenever I get up to being baseline, to being normal, I don't want to do anything else. I'm like, I'm good here. And then I am sad about not being able to do what I'm supposed to be doing. By that is this, music, all of it, you know? And I get bummed. Really bummed. So anyway, when he said that, you know what's funny? Even right now when I'm sitting here, it's hard for me to be present. I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard for me to be present. Because all I'm thinking about is what I'm supposed to be doing. The uncertainties of shit, you know? It's so odd. Like right now, I want to be honest. And this is the honest truth. Right now, for some reason, I feel so anxious right now. And that I just wanted to just turn this off and just say, fuck it. Seriously. But I will press on. I will press on. Okay. Whew, okay. So when he talked about that, it really opened me up to it. Like that, oh, everybody's going through it. I'm not special. Like me being with somebody else or me being with other people, it doesn't absolve me of all my problems, and likewise for them. You know, they still have their own issues and stuff. They still go through what they go through in everyday, day-to-day life. And I think there's a comfort there sometimes, that knowing that everybody's going through it. No, everybody's going through something, and that really opened me up to it. You know, to combat that is just to do the work. By doing the work is meditating, is working out, is the life force, is being around people that make you happy, that make you laugh, make you feel good about yourself. And the relationship you have with yourself is important too. You know, you have to start working on loving yourself. And I think that to do that is to work on your own life force, is to continue doing things for yourself, doing things that you would be proud of yourself for doing, you know. And sometimes I struggle with that sometimes, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And before I continue, I just want to say thank you to everyone that take the time to listen to me talk. You know, I know you're here because of my looks and because of my charm, not because of what I have to say. But if you are here for to just listen and for some reason this helps you, I'm grateful for you. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I just wanted to kind of share this with people. I've been kind of telling everybody about this documentary because it helps. Okay, continue on. Enough of the sappy stuff. Okay, he's talking. Another thing that he talked about is called the string of pearls. Like he would draw like little pearls. Like anytime you do something, you draw like a pearl. You know, like a line and a circle with a little bit of dirt in there. Line, circle, little bit of dirt. Line, circle, little bit. And the action could be big or small, but it's always one line, circle, a little bit of dirt. So it says that any little thing is an action. Every action has the same value. Keep going, big or small. Any action is one string of pearl. Every effort always have like a shit in it, you know, there's always something. Just work on forward motion, always be moving, always like doing things, like getting up, that's a string of pearl. Brushing your teeth, that's a string of pearl. Exercising, training, string of pearl. Calling that friend that you miss, that you haven't seen in a while, telling them you either care about them, love them, thinking about them, string of pearl, all of it. And that helps because every little action is something. I thought that was cool. Okay, so this is like, this next one, I'll do my best to explain. He kind of explained it really well, in my opinion, is to build a relationship with your shadow. And your shadow is a version of yourself where you want to hide from the world the most. For me, it's my insecurities. For me, it's the constant need for validation, outside validation. For me, it's that sometimes I don't feel worthy and enough. You know, I have a lot. My shadow's big, you know, and I'm sure yours is too. That's to say some of it. So that's my shadow. So it's something I'm ashamed of. And it's to build a relationship with your shadow. He said that if you don't then the shadow will end up, or you would end up being destructive. It could be really destructive if you don't build a relationship with it. So I thought that was very interesting. So basically what he said was to sit down, close your eyes, and think about your shadow. Think about the moment in your life that you're most embarrassed about or ashamed of. And then you talk to your shadow. You ask them, like, how do you feel when I am ashamed of you? How do you feel when I shun you or berate you, be mad at you for being the way that I am, and see what it says. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. For me personally, there's another method here. I'll get to it, but for me, I meditate every day. I have to. There are days where I don't, but I have to, just because like I said, I have to get to baseline, whenever I feel icky. So I always check in with my shadow. I tell him, so he's like a brother to me. God, this sounds so weird when I say it out loud. I talk to him. I just go, hey, I promise that I'll do better. I'll promise that I'll work on you. I support you. I love you. I care about you. Let's help each other out. Let's conquer the world together. Shit like that, And that I promise to not ever shun you and embarrass you or hate you ever again. That if there are days where I feel like you came out, or there are days where we didn't do what we were supposed to do, we forgive each other and we do better, And I do that. It's still hard. It's hard really looking at yourself, because I have a lot of issues. Surprise. And it's tough calling yourself out on shit, man. It's tough, dude. Because you're looking at the things that you do, and then you're like, ugh, I do that. I'm giving myself the ick, But you have to accept it, because it's not going to go away. That's just part of who you are, I saw a quote. It says, it's not your fault for being who you are, but it is your responsibility. Bars. Anyway, I'll get back to the shadow thing, because so that was one of the meditation thing, is to kind of sit down, build a relationship with your shadow. And again, I repeat, the shadow is a version of yourself that you hide from the world most. The stuff, the thing that you're ashamed of. Excuse me. Also, he's talking about it's long. Hopefully, I don't go too long. Yeah, fuck it. He talked about the snapshot. The snapshot it's immovable, right? A snapshot is what you want in life, the perfection of what it is. Like a house, white picket fence, married with kids. My wife has to be cute, brunette, great smile, great laugh, makes you laugh, whatever. Snapshot, perfect. The perfect thing. I want to be a musician. I want to write music. I want to be famous, blah, blah. I don't. But I'm just saying, that's a snapshot, right? And then you're saying that a snapshot doesn't exist. It's what's perfect to you. It's the romanticization of your perfect life. Say that 3 times fast. And I do that. I tend to romanticize shit, and that is from issues from my childhood and past trauma and shit, It's because I didn't get enough love or enough support when I was a kid, because that's why I'm a try hard. I try really fucking hard. That's why I do everything and I try everything. I have to be good at everything. It has its benefits, but I also think that it could be debilitating, because sometimes I feel like if I'm not good at this, or if I'm not perfect or whatever, then who the fuck would love me? I know. Real shit. It's a real issue. So I know that about myself now. So I try to be aware of when I do things too much, or when I try too hard about certain things. I try to be aware of it. And that's what it is. It's a snapshot. And moving on, right? Oh man, that's a lot. This is okay. I'll skip some. I can't go. I'll skip on a little bit of it because it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so I think I'll talk about. Okay, I'll talk about a few more things. I remember now. Okay. Jeez. It's too much. I want you to watch it, because if I tell you, you're not going to fucking watch it. You're just going to listen to me and like, that doesn't make any sense. You suck. So okay. So one of the things that I like about, how about this? I'll talk about one more thing. One of the meditation that he was showing is that, God, I need a new chair. This is uncomfortable. Okay, so is the grateful flow. And the grateful flow is basically you close your eyes and you think about things that you're grateful for, right? And it should be new every day. It shouldn't be the same old shit. Like be honest, like for me, in this current moment, I'm grateful for genuinely the people I have in my life. I'm grateful for that I found my drive and my tenacity again. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for that I'm always trying, that I'm always chasing knowledge as much as I can. I'm grateful for that because it has helped me a lot. And then you have to keep going 3 or 4 or 5 more things. And then the next one, you don't say it, you just kind of feel it. Because when you're grateful about something, you feel good. You feel great, Like you feel, how do I say this? When you're grateful for family or something, like you just feel good. You just feel love. And that's the grateful flow, pretty much. So you talk about stuff that you're grateful about. And then like the 4th or 5th thing, you just kind of like feel it. And then you stay in it. And then that's a grateful flow. Whenever you feel sad, really. And for me, okay, so that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Watch the documentary. It's called Stutz, Stutz. It's on Netflix. If you don't, just type out, I'm sure you see it on your top 5 or top 10 or whatever. It's, you just type out Jonah Hill's name and then it should pop up. It's just him smiling, It's called Stutz. It's great. It's a fucking great documentary. And then there's a website too called toolsbook.com, www.toolsbook.com. And you can find a lot of stuff, great stuff up there. They should hire me. Anyway, so of all the tools that I've had before in the beginning that I was working on, that was another set of tools that I acquired from watching that documentary, and it has helped since very much. But it doesn't how do I explain this? Every day is different, right? Every day is different, but having those tools and doing those tools help you get to the next day. You know what I'm talking about? And sometimes some days are great. Some days I don't do as much of the tools. But as for me, because I'm obsessive, I do them every day. I check in with myself every day. And sometimes there's really nothing to kind of check in on, because I'm just kind of having like a day, like just a normal day. And that's something to celebrate too, like that's a form of peace, But there are days where it's tough for me. So I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about that today is my anniversary. How do I feel about it? I feel okay. I feel okay. I feel indifferent, really, to be completely honest. I'm still surprised by it. Meaning like it's been a year. Like it moved fucking quick. Like it's been a year? What the fuck? Crazy, dude. And now I've been given an opportunity to really do what I want. And I should be grateful because not a lot of people have the opportunity, So I don't want to waste it. I want to do the things that I'm supposed to be doing, that I love doing, and learn, and I want to travel. I want to keep doing what I love, man, and acquire knowledge and chase that curiosity and make money, So, yeah, but other than that, I feel good. I feel good. I'm looking forward to the year and whatever it comes, because there is 3 aspects of reality: is pain, constant work, the need for constant work, and uncertainty. And I used to want to control shit. Like if I have to know, I have to know what's going on. All I do now is I prepare. And by preparing is be smart about what I do, be smart about my money, work out, train, have a good relationship with my friends, learn, work on my life force pretty much. And that's what I do each and every day as best as I can. So I'm really proud of myself, man. I really am. I'm proud of myself. And that's really hard for me to say at this moment. In this moment, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the work that I'm doing. I should give myself credit because it was very, very hard. It is very hard. It's a forever thing. And I'm proud of myself today that I did. I survived the hardest thing I had to survive to do in my whole life. I have some scars, man. I have some scars. Don't make me take my shirt off. So yeah, anyway. I think that's it. I think this dude is going to be done talking too. So thank you for listening to my podcast, episode 45. And thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. I hope that... Okay. I hope that it helps you somehow. And that... okay. I hope that it helps you somehow. And that I hope you're having... Fucking your mom's house? I hope... Anyway, I'm getting out here. I don't want to get flagged here. Let me pause it. Oh, God. Okay, let me just do this. I'll just turn it off. How about that? Okay. So thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time. And I'll see you next time. Peace.